Hi, I'm Meghna. I'm a DB engineer at NVIDIA. So I have been working as a DB engineer since 8 years. So I worked at Intel for 5 years, 2 years at AMD, and now I'm working at NVIDIA. The biggest challenge for hardware companies is like time to market. So one of the biggest part of the whole hardware design is design verification and designing. So to make it faster, I have taken this opportunity to create an agentic AI app called Assist to Code. So this is specifically for the hardware industry, and this is specifically for the UVM and system Verilog. This I have used this opportunity because this was the this uses the graph type of architecture, which is very similar to the hardware engineers or the hardware architecture, like which contains a CPU, GPUs, and all the interfaces. So that's why I have come up with this solution for like hardware engineers to help using this graph database to help them to code and even help them to debug. So yeah, I can show you the code and demo and everything. So yeah, first I'll explain the code very briefly. I won't take much time. So yeah, this is my Google Colab, and so I've used the AurangoDB to set up the database. So here I have I have set up the SOC environment, that is where which the SOC is the whole chip for the for the hardware. So that has CPU, GPUs, peripherals, and all the memory system and everything. I've just shown an example for this. But if it is really taken into the industry, like I would like this to optimize taking a CSV file and like creating the whole hierarchy of components, because it will have many components, and it will have like a lot of CPUs, GPUs, and like lot of other subsystems. So here I've created an example graph of the hardware. In this, I have the SoC, and that has CPU, memory, and peripheral under NOC, and then it has a IP levels called. Each of them has these agents, and it is also has a protocols which is like UART, SPI, AXI, and like UART, all this like in UVM environment, it has like the drivers, monitors, and the scoreboard. It's like little deep into the hardware, so I won't go very deep into this one. So yeah, I've created a database using that, and I've used NetworkX to analyze, and like I have two comparisons, one using NetworkX and one using the cuGraph. I've used the degree centrality to analyze like nodes and how it's connected, and which are the main components. So the main thing when we debug a code in hardware is like which is the important block and what is the dependencies between the blocks, and all these things are very important. So that's why the graph DB would be a lot useful for the hardware engineers, I would say. So this have analyzed using cuGraph and NetworkX, and this is my like the implementation of the agentic AI. Like this uses the LLM, the GPT 3.5 turbo model with a temperature of zero point 0.7, and it analyzes both using cuGraph and NetworkX, and it gives the recommendations for a hardware engineer. For example, I have used this test run like uh, it, just the part of the code to test this to test this agentic AI app. So after the running this gives the critical nodes using NetworkX and using cuGraph. Like from just by looking at this, I know which are the critical like components or the critical nodes in the whole my environment. So this is like really useful in debugging, and it gives me the debugging report. This says, okay, environment is missing the declarations and all these things, and it gives the recommendations what I can do. Yeah, I can declare this, and I can use a build phase, and I can use this SSD config DB, and this is like little deeper into the hardware engineer as well. Um, so yeah, this is how it gives the recommendations what a hardware engineer can do under debug report also. And I have like added a visual representation of how the system is like created, like how the SOC test is calling the SOC environment, and the SOC environment is calling the CPU system, and see how subsystem how it's calling the CPU agent. And yeah, this is how like just by visualizing the whole hierarchy, it really helps a hardware engineer to debug it. So This would be really helpful. And one, yeah, and this gives the suggestion for the code. Yeah, this is my demo. Yeah, like for the future steps, I would like to like optimize it more. The first optimization I was thinking about is like just take the environment and create the database by itself. That is one of the things which I'm looking forward into, and to add more languages to it, because hardware engineers also use System C and C++ and like Python and all these things too, and I want to add all those things to this agentic app. And yeah, at last I would like to add even more optimizations and even want to try. So this is my first time trying all this NetworkX and cuGraph and AurangoDB. And so I would like to even more like look into what all they have, like how can we like optimize more, and I would like to learn more. Yeah, thank you for your time, and this is the demo. Thank you so much.